Hey everyone, Kevin here. What I'd like to do for you all today is unbox the Tascam DR-44WL. This is a 4-track recorder and it is the follow-up to the DR-40, which has been out for a few years. It has a lot of good features, but the most important one is the addition of Wi-Fi. Now this is something you won't see in any other audio recorder at the moment, apart from the smaller version of this, which is the 22WL. That's a smaller audio recorder that does not have XLR microphone inputs. Now with the Wi-Fi you can actually stream the files directly to your computer without connecting them, so you don't have to pop in the SD card all the time. And there is also an app on Android and iOS so that you control the audio recorder, start and stop and record and play and change levels and do everything. And this is very useful if you've got this sitting on top of a camera and you don't want to move things around. Now unfortunately, if you look here, you can see that my box arrived all bashed. I ordered via Amazon UK and it was delivered by a company called Music Matters, and unfortunately it arrived bashed and it wasn't packaged up. It was inside a larger box with a few other items, and it was kind of open like that. And when I opened it up, I couldn't actually pull this out. You know, I couldn't take out the contents because it was all jammed. It took me a while to actually do that. And I suspect the reason is that either the shop has sold something they had on display, or someone has actually returned the item and they've packaged it all back up and they've sent it out. So obviously I'm not going to pay full price for an item that's been damaged or returned. So Amazon are picking it up tomorrow afternoon. So whilst I have it, I thought I would do an unboxing. Now I paid £196 for this in Amazon UK, and it's very difficult to find it cheaper than that at the moment, and there's not many second-hand ones going, so that really is the price you're going to have to pay if you're looking to buy this. So quickly take a look around the box. You can see in the front it says it comes with a micro SD card with adapter. Now this audio recorder actually takes full SD cards, but for some reason they've attached a 4GB micro SD. I'm quite pleased they've included a 4GB SD card, but I don't understand why they've included a micro SD instead of a full SD card. There's not much you're going to do with 4GB if you put it into your phone. I mean, seems sufficient for audio, but oh well. I mean, a lot of other companies do the same thing, so I suppose I can't complain about that. Now you can get down here, you can see that it can record up to 96 kHz at 24-bit. It has a reverb effect. There's not much here on the side or the top. If you go down to the other side, you'll see the accessories that it has. And this is one of the good things that I like about this. I have to give kudos to Tascam for this, because they include a lot of accessories that a lot of other companies do not. For example, the windscreen and the microphone stand. These are things that Zoom charge extra for in an accessory pack. So for them to include it all in the one package is pretty good. And in the back you can see more descriptions about what it has. 2 XLR inputs, a built-in speaker, tripod stand, large input volume dial, and shock-mounted microphones. So let's look at what's in the box. So starting off, we have the case. This is a soft fabric case. I personally would have preferred something harder, so that if you're putting it in your bag you don't have to worry about the case being damaged. I believe the Zoom H5 comes with a hard case, and I think Tascam have really made a mistake by including a fabric one. I mean, it looks nice and it feels really soft, but I'd rather have something that was a bit tougher. Now what else I've got here is I've got an EU adapter, and I've got an USB cable and the manual. Now again, because I'm returning this, I don't want to open this up. Although someone has done it to me, I wouldn't like to use an item that could be sold to someone else, so I'm going to keep that open. If anything is already open, I'll show you, but I'm not going to unwrap things because I don't think that's fair. Okay, so what we have here is a hot shoe adapter so that you can attach the microphone, attach the audio recorder to your camera if it has a hot shoe adapter on the top. That's quite a nice little addition. I mean, they're very cheap anyway, but it's nice for them to include that because that's something you would have to buy. Here you have the microphone stand. This will allow you to set the microphone at an angle, like at a 45 degrees angle on your desk, or you can hold it just like as you would with a selfie stick. It takes 4 batteries. Let me see here, Maxwell, yeah. I'm actually surprised they included Maxwell. I'm usually getting hit with cheap Chinese ones. That's one thing I don't like about this, that it takes 4 batteries. The Zoom H5 only takes 2. The Zoom H6 takes 4 batteries as well, but that's a much bigger recorder and it's got a lot more features, so I think they really should have made that should have tried to get it down, but it's not a deal breaker, because I think that if you're using something like this, for me anyway, what I would always do is keep it connected using a USB cable. So here we have the windscreen. Oh, this has been opened so I can show you that. There, and it is in absolutely terrible condition. That is disgraceful, that really is. This is one reason why I'm returning it. That's all bashed and... Right. And there's a UK USB plug. And there is an American adapter. So it's quite an international package here, but I suspect that is because they have sold an international version. And finally we have the recorder itself, which, oh, that's open. It's very nice in the hand. At the bottom you have the XLR microphone inputs. You can see here the locking mechanism. You see here, get my hands round. This is for the batteries. The tripod stand and speaker. This side you have mic phantom, microphone, line in, and input level, and there's a volume rocker. At the other side we have a hold button and a power button. The SD card is underneath. It's quite stiff actually. So that's the micro SD adapter and the micro SD card. I'll just double check what that is. Yeah, that's 4 gigabytes you get. If I can get that back in. Then it's got output level and Wi-Fi. Now you can see here that this one here is a combo headphone and line out jack, which there might be some situations where you would actually want to have separate lines for that. You know, if you've got it connected to your camera, so you'd have to buy a splitter. So that's a bit annoying. I'd prefer if they had separate ports for that. And at the top you have the shock mounted microphones. Seem quite sturdy, seem quite good. And then we have the front. On the front you have buttons for 4 tracks. You have a mixer button, record, fast forward, rewind, home button, play, pause, menu button. There is a menu system that's like a little circular rocker with a button in the middle, and then there's an input and quick button. Now, I missed here that the USB connection is around this side. Now this is really come down to a preference, but for me, I like the idea that this has got a lot of buttons. I think that's a good selling point, because I've looked at videos of the Zoom and it has a little tiny button at the side, and you have to just kind of rock it forward and back. And it actually reminds me of an MP3 player I bought in 2003. You know, a really old creative one. That's how they used to use their menu system, and it looks identical when you see the the interface for that, and it's not the most user friendly. So I like the idea of having more buttons. And this windscreen would obviously go on the top. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. I've not been able to go into too much detail because, again, I am returning the item, but I hope you've enjoyed having a quick look at it, and at the very least I hope you now know what you will get in the box if you do decide to purchase this. Please leave a comment below if you've got any questions, and if you've enjoyed the video, please do click like or subscribe. Till next time guys, thanks.